Hey everyone, Eggman here with another Dragon Ball Super card game video. I'm not sure if you guys were expecting me to be back with a video for this this soon or not, and honestly I wasn't. And I've pretty much boiled down to I was really conflicted because I'm really in a situation where I can't travel and I can't compete competitively, and I just can't do it. It's not something that works out right now and all that, so. I just kind of felt kind of lost about it, but I've taken a couple weeks off, and I've talked to some people, and a lot of you guys really liked my content, and a lot of it wasn't based on me going to tournaments and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to just kind of keep making content. Honestly, I've been liking making Pokemon content as well, so maybe I'll kind of switch between the two of them. And I know that's kind of tough for you guys for seeing every other upload being for your kind of thing, but I think I'm going to keep trying to it. Hopefully, my big worry about it is that if I'm not my ear to the ground to kind of competitive stuff going on, is that I wouldn't be able to accurately make deck lists and kind of make opinions on that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try my best. If you guys please let me know if I'm just talking out of my butt on a lot of this stuff, and if a lot of this doesn't make sense, please let me know. I really just want to make this content for you guys. A lot of people have messaged me and let me know that my content was really important to them and all that kind of stuff, and so I want to give that back, and hopefully I get to there. And if it's not there, just let me know and I'll try my best. So we're gonna go with my blue Dende Wish Universe 6 deck that I used for the last chance qualifier last month. This deck went 3-3, which really sucked because I didn't get my invite. That was something that was kind of upsetting for me, but I think this deck is really good, and I'll complain about it. I'll make excuses. I pretty much was not playing my best. I think this deck is really great, and in the hands of someone who's awake and can play it play it correctly. I think that's this is a really powerful deck. But that was not me during this event. I left Kansas at like 6 p.m. Friday to drive to Dallas, which was 8 hours, and then I slept for like 5 hours, and then went to this event that also started 2 hours late because there were so many people there. So it's excuses. If you want to call me out on it, go for it. That's fine. But I think this is a really great deck, and I went 3-0, and then I lost the next 3 games in a row. And I really personally think it's just because I just wasn't awake and I wasn't there. But you can decide that on yourself. So we're using the blue Dende leader, and he has a lot of synergy for this deck and this kind of archetype that is really great. And let's kind of just talk about it. So Dende, a permanent, you can't include extra cards with a cost of 4 or more in your deck, and this card can attack and auto main burst 2. You get to tap this card, and then you choose up to 2 Dragon Balls from your deck, add them to your hand, and then shuffle your any area you look through. And then when you have 7 Dragon Balls in your drop area, it's just wish stuff. So on the Awakened side, it has a choose one of draw 1 card, choose up to 1 blue or black desire in your hand, and you can play it for free, which is really important. Or you can also remove 7 Dragon Balls, and then you're able to draw 2 cards and also untap 2 blue energy. It's blue energy specific, which kind of sucks, but it still works for our purposes. So this just lets you have like a lot of like burst energy, and just being able to untap 2 on your own decision can really help you out and really extend your plays. So I felt like being at a kind of like an aggressive deck, and this Universe 6 engine is really flexible and can be put into anything. So I had a lot of success with this going into it, and let's kind of just talk about it. So our 1-drops, we have 3 of the Kale, Timid Sister, so and also 4 of the Khalifa, the Bold Sister. These are just really good for turn 1 plays and being able to just kind of do something about it, especially like Kale, Timid Sister. If you're kind of milling stuff with your burst 2 due to our leader, so we can find, if we put a 4-drop Champa and Vados into our drop area, then we can play Kale and put it into our hand. So really good +1 there. And then the same thing with Khalifa. Instead of drop area, it just looks up the top 5 for any Universe 6 card that is blue or yellow. So really good there too. Both these can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills, so both of these are both good turn 1 plays and kind of evolve targets going on. So And then we also have, for the Universe 6 engine, we have Khalifa, Troublemaker of Universe 6. This card's like disgusting at times. Just being able to say, when you play this card, you may choose one card in your life at your hand. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's energy, switch to rest mode. So being able to play this card and, go +1 while also, tapping one of your opponent's energies is nuts. And then also this is an evolved target for a 4-drop, so a lot of synergy there. Really great card. I really like it, and it can be really helpful. And then kind of like the bigger stuff. So we've got the 4-drop Trampa and Vados. Being able to play this for 1 yellow on an arrival, and then and part of the reason I've chose Dende for this is just because you get so much hand advantage that it's really easy to do arrival based off that. But and then when this card's on the field, reduce the combo cost of all blue and yellow Universe 6 cards in your hand by 1, which is important for our 4-drops. And then, it's still like a 19k body you get out for free, and then it has like a really, unique removal protection where if this card is removed from a battle area by an opponent's skill, you may choose one card from your hand and place it in your drop area instead. If you do, this card remains in your battle area. Switch it to rest mode, then choose up to one of your opponent's energy, switch to rest mode. So it just does a lot of stuff and really punishes your opponent. Like even if they are able to get rid of this, being able to like tap one of your opponent's energy is kind of worth it enough too. So there's that, and then there's also the 4-drop Khalifa. This card's awesome. Just being able to play this card and tap anything of your opponents when you do is fantastic. Being able to combo this and play this on top of one of your Khalifas is great. The fact that it's a 20k double strike. Really aggressive card, and just fantastic running at 4. And then we also have 3 Kale the Awakened Sister. Really, we don't use this as much, and maybe if you want more room, you can maybe take one out. But it's a 20k crit, which is nothing to scoff at for 1 energy. So because it has the during your turn at the end of this the battle, after you combo this card, you choose up to 1 blue Kale card in your battle area to play on top of it. And also, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, negate its skill for the duration of the turn, return to the owner's hand. I really rarely use this. This isn't really an important skill. It's just the pressure it gives with the crit in 20k is the most important part about this card. So after that, we also have Saiyan Teamwork Kaba. So this is a really broken card. Like it's always been a really broken card, but so permanent when you play this card. This card is in play in your battle area to decrease the cost of decrease the energy cost and specific green cost of Khalifa and kills in your hand by 1. So this still works for the 4-drops. It doesn't work for the 1 cost because they are 1 with 1 specific energy. So the blue and the yellow specific energy still stands. But there are times where you can, like, if you have like 2 of these Kabas out, you can play just 2 energy for a Kale or Khalifa, which is really great. But you can also just play like 1 energy for this 2-drop Khalifa too, which is just fantastic. Going 1 for 1 for tapping one of their energies, and then for just one of your energies is great. But also, when you play this card, look at the top 10 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Khalifa or Kale, add it to your hand, and if the chosen card was Khalifa, you can play it instead, then shuffle your deck. So there are some really good targets for this. You can play either the 2-drop Khalifa or the 4-drop Khalifa. The fact that you're able to get the 4-drop out for essentially free. The idea for this deck is that you use Assembling the Squad, which I'm actually surprised this card is not as broken as it first seems. I saw this card, and just being able to look through your entire deck and get something out of it for 2 energy, or if you're using it for free with your Shenron ability, that just seems like a lot of momentum you get from it. But this card's fantastic. You're able to get Saiyan Teamwork Kaba is the obvious choice, but you're also able to get a couple other choices. There's Great Saiyaman, Hero of Justice. So the idea with this deck is that you're always able to awaken on turn 2. If you're not awakening on turn 2, you just got like the worst luck. But being able to get 4 Dragon Balls out of your deck with just Dende itself, being able to mill potentially extra copies of it as well, and then also Great Saiyaman, Hero of Justice, if it is a great card for doing it. So when you play this card, if your leader is a blue Shenron card, choose up to 2 Dragon Balls from your deck, add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you added cards to your hand, choose 1 card from your hand, place in your drop area. So being able to get on turn 2, assuming you get either Assembling the Squad or Great Saiyaman, and then also using this card effect twice, you get 6 Dragon Balls, found immediately without, assuming you don't draw any extra ones or you don't burst one with Dendes. You always awaken on turn 2 with this deck. This is the most important thing with this. So Great Saiyaman is a great card for that. You could put it for 2 if you don't like it that much, but I liked it at 3, and I felt like it was important. But so assembling the squad is fantastic for getting for that, and then also also for some like cheese. I have one unyielding spirit trunk, so if you draw this card, you're feeling like you almost always win when you draw this card. Just being able to extend your plays for one energy, like on turn 2, being able to untap one energy for free just feels amazing. It just wins you the game. Like any time that I saw this in my hand on turn 2, if I was going first, I just won like immediately, being able to put that extra pressure. But you can also, if you like need to untap an extra energy, or you need to be flexible, you can still find it with assembling the squad too. So for free, you get this card for for nothing, and then you can just combo it and untap an energy for free. So cute little combo there. It was good enough to just run as one, and just carry you from there. And then other cards that I ran. So Great Saiyaman is our super combo. Nothing's fancy there. It's also you can get it with assembling the squad, but that was like last choice if all our Kabas and Khalifas are gone there. 3 dimension magics, maybe this could be down to 2 and like make sure there's more in the sideboard, but this was nice. And since we're not really digging into our life to awaken, it was just really just free resources from there. So dimension magic was nice, especially if you're worried a little bit of someone out aggroing us. Being able to untap 2 energy and then just combos with some extra 10Ks in case that we don't have Champa and Vados on the field. And then also Food the Dark Banisher. This was just a fantastic win condition. Being able to just drop this on turn 4 and then your opponent not being able to do anything, and you can really set it up. So let's say we're going first with so we have 4 energy, right? And so we could use 2 energy to play either Assembling the Squad or Khalifa, or we potentially combo with Champa and Vados for free to get this Khalifa out and tap energy. We can pretty much tap our opponent down with the cards we're using, and then we just drop the Food the Dark Banisher, and then they can't do anything, right? It's just having to choose one card in their hand and send it to the warp to activate any effect. It just feels really good, and just the fact that this is triple attack too, being able to just pressure your opponent with getting turn. So I'm just going to go through kind of the basics for how this deck runs. So turn 1, you just play either one of the 1-drop Khalifas or 1-drop Kales. Khalifa is the safer choice, but if you don't have it, charge a blue, and then maybe with hopefully with Kale you burst something that you can get with her ability there, and then turn 2 you really go off. So you should already have 4 Dragon Balls with Dende activating his effect twice, and then you use Assembling the Squad or Great Saiyaman to get 2 more Dragon Balls. Essentially you awaken, right? And then from there you're able to use you awaken, you get Assembling the Squad back into your hand, assuming you either used it earlier or you bursted it from your Dende. You use this to get your Kaba. Kaba uses its effect to get a Khalifa. Hopefully you get the 4-drop. And this was super easy to do, especially since our deck is smaller, since we don't have Dragon Balls and all that. I never missed with the Kaba. You usually find anything, even if it's just the 2-drop Khalifa. That's still something that works for you. So you go from there. Turn 3, you apply some pressure with the 4-drops and playing 1-drops and then evolving on top of. And then turn 4, you just drop the Food Dark Banisher and go in from there. Something to note is that there's a little bit of awkwardness, having to remove the 7 Dragon Balls to untap 2 energy and also have 4 energy for Fu. So something you can do is you can hard cast Assembling the Squad to get like Khalifa, Troublemaker View over 6, make them tap something and put them down to 1 or 0 energy. And then you use your 3rd ability to untap 2 and then draw 2, and then you can just overwhelm from there and play Fu and everything like that. So that felt really good. It was a little bit unfortunate that Great Saiyaman Town Hero is sparking 5. I could see some justification for using like a life is less than 4, but I don't know. This is just the one I preferred, and it worked out well enough for me. So there's that, and I think that's everything for the main board. Really solid. You're able to just put a lot of pressure, and just the fact that Assembling the Squad you can play for free and just find anything you need. Getting Kaba for free, which gets Khalifa for free. That's a +1 in card advantage, but also for 0 energy you got 6 energy of stuff out. So that just felt great every time I was able to resolve that and everything like that. So into the sideboard. If you know me, you know I suck at making sideboards, but for this one, we've got so 4 tension Hans. This just was really obvious to me. We're really aggressive. Being able to play a 15k for free felt good. Being able to kind of shut down the Dimension Magics felt good. Just a great card there. We have 2 Haru Harus. This was just because we are able to, if we're playing against a yellow or green leader, being able to put some extra pressure there. And, on turn 4, if we pay 1 energy for something like, one of our Cleefas or Kales, then we could play this for 3 energy, untap everything, and then go into our Fu or something. So 2 there. I don't think I ever, faced against a yellow or green leader, but this was, would have been a really good card for that. There's Gawasu. I was really worried about Mill. I didn't play a single one, so I didn't ever side him out in. But being able to put cards into our deck, felt good. Or even the fact that choose 1 card in your opponent's drop area, return it to your opponent's deck. There could be some potential for that as well. But he was good enough. I don't know. I never used him because I never played against Mill. So there's that. You're wide open. I was really, 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 really worried about the red Gogeta that came out, or not Gogeta, red Vegeta that came out of the draft box. This event that I went to was the first event the draft box was legal, and so I just put 2 in there just in case that was a thing. But and also it was a really good card for any of the counterplay things as well. So I put 2 in there just because I was worried about having to do anything like that, but I never sided it in. We've got 2 Begrudging Respect Piccolo. This was because I was expecting I didn't see any Janemba, I didn't see any Ramp, and I didn't see any. I saw 1 Universe 6, but the decks that I was really expecting to see, I didn't see any of, and that was kind of like I kind of run anti-meta stuff, and this Piccolo definitely would have helped against Ramp. So when you play this card, if you place a card in your energy or during this card's when you play this card, if you place a card in your energy area during this turn's charge phase and you have less energy than your opponent, choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy and place it in their drop area. So this is really good for anti-ramp, and also, spoilers, this can be found with assembling the squad, which is really great. So just being able to, for free, say, hey, destroy 1 of your energy can really slow down a lot of, ramp decks, and it just felt really good. I just never ever saw one in the actual tournament. Just, a lot of testing there. 1 Kale just in case it was important, and once again, if I was playing Mill, Kale is really great for getting things that get milled back. Being able to just search my discard pile for extra Champa and Vados or extra Kales or Khalifa 4-drops, that felt good, so I put 1 there. And then also 3 of Desperate Measures. So this card might seem a little weird, but so the wording is if the battle card your opponent is playing has an energy cost of 2 or less, it is returned into your opponent's hand instead of being played. Then choose up to 1 of your blue battle cards with any cost of 3 or less and return it to your opponent, or return it to its owner's hand. So this card is good for just the 2-drop counterplays. So if they do have a multicolor card in their energy, you're able to play this in response to like Vegeta the Cruel or Kaioken Goku, which are like 2 of like the biggest things that this deck struggles against. We play like a bunch of 1-drops, and so if they play a Kaioken, it just deletes them, especially since both of these 1-drops get deleted by they don't have protection for reducing their energy to 0, just for like skills that KO instead of like mechanics that KO. But Desperate Measures is really good for if they have 2 energy open, you play something, they use 2 of their energy for Vegeta the Cruel, you instead play 1 energy for Desperate Measures. You use 1 energy to get rid of 2 energy of their cards, and pretty much if they have more energy than that open, that I'd be really surprised, but you pretty much tap them out for 1 energy. Assuming you play a card and all that. So it just felt really good. I used this against a couple decks, and it felt like a really good counter for that. So I really do think it's a good card for that. So this is the deck. Maybe a bit more rambly than it needed to be, and honestly, maybe it's not going to be relevant at Nationals. But this is the deck I ran. I think there's a lot of potential here, and I really do honestly think that in a better hand than mine, I think someone could take this really far and be really successful with it, but I was not able to, and I think that strictly a me thing instead of the deck. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time.